Okay. Amanda, check your WhatsApp. I've sent you the link to um, so that you can be able to watch from YouTube, okay? You can check here. You should be able to see there. Okay? Is YouTube okay? Amanda? What would you rather have, YouTube or Facebook? Okay. So check. I'm live on YouTube there. All right. So let me continue with what I was saying. I think it's very important. Okay. Okay. Let me continue. I was trying to make sure that. All right. Okay, now everything is sorted, so good. Can you all still see my screen? Letty, you can see my screen? Good. So let's continue. I was saying, students, I want to just make sure you have mastered it, and I know you're so good, all of you. I'm so proud of you, by the way. What I was saying is, listen, you get a quadratic equation. So I want you to be, let me just tell you what I want you to be good at so that you understand. I want you to be able to see a quadratic equation. To say, okay, that's a quadratic equation. What is an equation? Anything with an equal sign, okay? Anything that you're given, they will say solve, then they give you something with an equal sign. That's an equation. So there are many, many types of equations. We're going to be learning about them as we go along. This type is this one. So once you see an equal sign, you know it's an equation. Then if you see it having x to the power of 2 as the highest power, it's going to happen a lot. X to the power of 2 is the highest power, then it's quadratic. So this is a quadratic equation. And if they say solve, we say do you use either the quadratic formula or factorization. So when do you use quadratic formula? Quadratic formula works all the time, but then normally we don't use it when factorization can work. So make no mistake, students, quadratic formula can solve every single quadratic equation. But then, factorization is quicker. So we don't normally use this formula when you can factorize. We use it when you can't. And there are many ways to see when you cannot factorize. You can, let's try to factorize, okay? Isn't we have this one? If we were to factorize, we would take 2 and multiply -7, right? And we would get -14, right? If we were to look for the factors, isn't it? Now we would put the factors of 14. We start with the factors of 14. We would have said 2 by -7 to find out which number do we put on top of the t, so that we look for his factors. So you always say first by last. 2 by -7, you get -14. Why -14, Letty? Because the signs are different. This 2 is positive. This -7 is negative. So they are different, so you always get a negative answer. Right. Then, Letty, you start to put the factors of 14, starting with 1. You say 1 and 14. You say 2 and 7. 3, no. 4, no. 14 divided by 5, you don't get a whole number, so no. 14 divided by 6, you don't get a whole number, so no. 14 divided by 7, 7 is already there, so you stop. Now, listen, step by step, you are testing. Let's say they didn't tell you about these 3 significant figures, what. They just say, solve this. You test if factorization works with a pencil and erase. Make sure you have a very nice eraser. You should be testing your erasers to see which one is the best. It should be good. It should be the best eraser, which cleans your paper nicely. So you're going to test factorization, because those are the 2 ways. We know that there are 3 ways of solving equations, quadratic ones, but this one is not for now. This one is when you are in your final year of IGCSE. So we have 14 and whatever, and we don't even really need it, okay? Completing the square, we don't even really need it. Unless they force you to do it, you don't really need it. So we have it. So now, let's keep going. I'm proud of you guys. Let's go. So let's see now, guys. You have put the factors. I'll say well done. Then you now look at this negative number. When there is a negative number on this t, you must know that the 2 numbers here should have different signs. That's a rule, okay? They have different. So 1 and 14 should have different signs. 2 and 7 should have different signs. Different. So the 2 should have a different sign to the 7, because this is a negative. The 1 should have a different sign to the 14, because this is a negative. Now, what you do, you check the sign of the middle one. It will be the sign of the bigger one. So the middle one is positive. The bigger one is positive, which means the smaller ones are the negative ones. Which one will give us 3? 14 minus 1, not 3. 7 minus 2, that's 5, not 3. So there's nothing. So factorization, doesn't work. So that means we use the quadratic formula. Quadratic formula, students, I want you to be the best. You should know that we have what we call quadratic equations. And they can be equal to anything, but we will change them to make them equal to 0. Then we start solving them. When we solve them, we can either use factorization, which is this t, or we can use the quadratic formula, which is this one, which you'll be given in the exam itself. But at school, in the test, they don't give you, so you must know it. And that's why I said, every one of you, I want you to write it back to back on 2 pages. Don't write big ones. Write it nice and small and neat, many times going down. Then write at the back many times going down. This quadratic equation, the way I've written it, and you send me the picture. Today, I want it today. So here now, we then say, okay, quadratic formula, you don't, factorization, you don't work. And this is a quadratic equation because the highest power of x is 2. So the only other way I have is the quadratic formula. So you then write it here. X, you skip a line, say x is equal to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Good job. But now, you know the quadratic formula. You know where to use it. Well done. You know that you use it when you can't factorize. But there is one more part, which a lot of students all over the world struggle with, which you guys are not going to struggle with, is how do you use it? So if you want to know how do we use it, there's a very important thing that all my students should know. What is A, what is B, and what is C? Because they are found in the quadratic formula, these letters. You must know, who are they? Let me tell you now. There is A is the number before x squared. This is your A. So in this case, it is 2. Sometimes it's 1. It can be anything. B is the number before x. And you take it with its sign. If it's a negative number, you put it as a negative. If it's a positive, you put it as a positive. Here it's positive, so it's 3. Then C is the last number here, which is negative 7. So C is negative 7. Are you with me? Okay. So A, B, and C, you gotta know them. Well done. I'm proud of you. Now that you know them, you can now use the quadratic formula. Okay, Letty? Good. Now, when you use the quadratic formula, what is the first step? The first step is find this guy inside the bracket. He is called discriminant. For those who are going to go to A level, I'm going to teach you as well. It's a very big thing. You need to find this guy inside the bracket now. Inside the square root is the one you find. B squared minus 4. So you now write to say B squared minus 4ac is going to... So what is the step? You rewrite the question they give you. You tell us who is A, B, and C. Then you write the quadratic formula. Then you start with the thing inside the bracket. B squared minus 4ac. It is going to be... What is your B? 3. So it is 3 squared minus, you open bracket after a minus. Then you now say 4 times A, which is 2, times C, which is negative 7. This is going to be equal to 3 squared, 9, minus, we open bracket, we say 4 times 2, that's 8, times negative 7, that's negative 56. Which 9 minus minus becomes 9 plus 56, which is going to be 65. Now you are going to say x, you rewrite again, class, x is equal to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. X will be equal to minus of, what is my b? 3. Plus or minus square root of, what is b squared minus 4ac? We already got the answer, 65. So you put 65 all over 2 by a. What is 2 by a? It's 2 by 2. Then now you will separate it, class. Okay, the plus, you separate it from the minus. Don't ever forget. So now you say x is equal to minus 3 plus square root of 65 over 2 times 2 is 4. Then the other one is x is equal to minus 3 minus the square root of 65 all over 4. Now you will get your answers. Now you need to start training yourselves how to punch in the calculator. Okay, how to punch in the calculator. You say minus 3 plus root 65 over 4. What are you going to get? Let me punch it for you. You say negative 3 plus root 65. Then you get an answer. Then you say divided by 4. That answer divided by 4. Or you can open bracket. Okay? Open your bracket and say negative 3 plus root 65. Then you push it, then you close that bracket. Then you say divided by 4 outside. You get 1.266. They said to what? 3? They said correct to 3 significant figures. So for this one, you didn't even have to try to see if factorization works. The moment you see them say correct to 3 significant figures, it means the answers you are going to get have commas. And if the answers you're going to get have commas, that means that factorization doesn't work. Automatically, please quickly write quadratic formula. The moment you see them say to 3 significant figures or what, quickly write quadratic formula. It's the only one that works there. So to 3 significant figures, that means it's 1.27. 1.x is equal to 1.27, or you can have x is equal to, this other one is minus 3. Inside your bracket, you say minus 3, then minus root 65. Close bracket. Then you say divided by 4. You get x is equal to negative 2.77. So negative 2.77. Are we together? Okay. I hope you're writing down the corrections. Now we come to the second one here. You see them say, give your answer to 3 significant. They want you to solve. You know that you look at it. They say solve. You look at what they want you to solve. You see it's quadratic. The highest power of x is 2. And you see it's an equation. It's equal to 0. It has an equal sign. Okay. The moment we don't care whether it's equal to 0 or not. If it has an equal sign and the highest power of x is 2, that means it's quadratic. If they don't make it equal to 0, it's your duty to make it equal to 0. Don't now say, there is no answer because it's not equal to 0. Hey, what are you saying? This is quadratic and it's an equation. It has an equal sign. So you have to solve. You make it equal to 0, then you solve. Either by factorization or by the quadratic formula. The moment they say to 3 significant figures, it obviously wants the quadratic formula, which in the final exam you'll be given. But for test you won't, so I'm going to make you write it. Minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. X is the one that is equal to that, class. So now, that's the quadratic formula. So you are going to rewrite the question they've given you. X squared minus 7x plus 3 is equal to 0. Then you choose who is A, because you know you're going to use the quadratic formula. You know it already. You've seen this whole 3 significant figure stuff. So it's the quadratic formula. So choose who your A is, your B is, and your C is. So my A is 1 here. My B is negative 7 here. My C is 3. Are we together? Yes, C is 3. Then now you write X is equal to, you now need to write the second part. Okay? Which is, okay, give me a sec. What is our A? We've seen that our A is 1, our B is -7, our C is 3, right? Now, write the quadratic formula. X is minus B plus or minus the square root of B squared minus 4AC all over 2A. Okay? I'm happy. I was checking to see if people on Facebook, on YouTube can see me. I see they can. Can you all hear me though, class? Okay, good. So now we just, what is the first? Don't change. The hardest thing is I want you to be practicing the stages. That's the hardest. Then you remember Mr. Clarify said start with B squared minus 4AC. So you're going to write B squared minus 4AC is going to be equal to, what is my B? -7 squared minus, you open your bracket. You say 4 times A, which is 1, times C, which is 3. This is going to be equal to, you punch this, okay? You can punch it exactly like this. You should get an answer. Try to punch it exactly like this. Let's see. These brackets which I've made squared are still just the normal brackets. It is just the normal brackets. I've made it so that you can see. So just try it. Say negative, open bracket, -7 close squared, then minus, then you open this bracket, then you say 4, then you open a bracket, you say 1, you close, you open another one, you say 3, you close, then you close another one. Tell me what answer you get. Say equal to. You got 37. Does everybody agree with 37? Anyone who got a different answer? Did you get 37? All of you? Is there anyone else who got 37? Okay, good. I agree. Well done. So now you say x is equal to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared c all over 2a. X is equal to minus of -7 plus or minus square root of 37 all over 2a, which is 2 by 1. Now you can separate. X is equal to minus and minus of 7 just becomes 7. So it becomes 7 plus or minus root of 37 over 2, which becomes x is equal to 7 plus root 37 divided by 2, or x is equal to 7 minus root of 37 over 2, which is going to be what? Say 7, say open bracket, 7 plus root 37. Then you close, then you say divided by 2. What do you get? .54. Good. Then here, open bracket, 7 minus root 37, close bracket, divided by 2. What do you get? What is the solution, class? What is it? Okay. Negative 21.3. Wow, your answers are so different. Let me try to see. Let me check. Let me work with you. Let's work together. Yes. No, it should be 0 point. Okay? It should be 0.459. 458 what? Which is 0.459. So you got your XB 6.54 or X equal to 0.459. Okay? Now, we're gone. 3x squared, they say factorize. To factorize 3x squared plus 7x. We are born for this class. Factorizing plus 7x minus 6. What do you do when you're factorizing? You multiply this first by this last and put on a t. Okay? Because this is quadratic. It's a quadratic trinomial. So you say 3 by negative 6. Remember, you get a negative answer. Because this is positive, this is negative. We don't like it when we multiply different signs. We always get a negative answer. So it would be negative 18. You put it on a t. Then you start to do the factors. Factors of 18, 1 and 18. 2 and 9. 3 and 6. 4 and 5. No. 6. No. 6 is already written. So you stop. 6 is already written, so you stop. Now, because this is negative, do you remember what I said? When it's negative, what do you know? You know that the two numbers should always have different signs, right? Because this is negative. So the 1 and the 18, the 2 and the 9, the 3 and the 6 should always have different signs. So you are going to come and check here now. Because yes, you know that they should have different signs, but who is it that is positive? Who is it that is negative? Between 1 and 18. Between 2 and 9, who is positive? Who is negative? This will tell you here. If this is positive, it means the bigger ones are the positive ones. And because they have different signs, the smaller ones will be negative. Then you see which one will give you 7. 18 minus 1, no. 9 minus 2, yes. This, no. So it's minus 2 and 9. So this is going to be, we now rewrite it. Okay, class? You're going to say 3x squared. This is how you do it, actually. You say 3x squared. You remove the 7. This is what you do when there is a number which is not 1 in front of x squared. Like here, there is a 3. So you remove this 7 and you put the two numbers which you have found here. Put the two numbers which you have found. Which is what? Which is 9 and negative 2. I will put the 9 close to 3 and the 2 close to 6. So it'll be 3x squared plus 9x, then minus 2x, then minus 6. Because 2 and 6 are related, 3 and 9 are related. Now we can factorize. This is going to be, there are 4 terms, and we know how to factorize 4 terms. You factorize by what? By grouping. We talked about it in factorization. So you look at the first 2, then you look at the last 2. The first 2, what number is common here? 3. Okay, it can go into 3 and into 9. What letter is common? X. What is the lowest power? 1. So you put that. Now you're going to say, this 3 is trying to get in. So you say 3 divided by this 3, it will be 1. Then here you have 2 x's. You are removing 1. You remain with 1x and x. Then you say plus. You say 9 divided by 3. You get 3. Then you say x and x, they cancel out each other, so it's just a 1. So it's like this. Then now you factor what is common here. It's a -2. It's the one which is common. Okay, there's no letter which is common. It's only the number. Then you say this -2 divided by this -2, you get a 1. And now there is nothing to divide x because there is no other x here. So it comes as it is. Then you say -6 here divided by this -2. Both are negative. So that's a good thing. We get a positive answer because both are negative. Then you say 6 divided by 2, you get 3. And now you can close your bracket. Since these two brackets are the same, well done, you did well. You start with the things that are outside, the 3x and the -2. Then you choose these common brackets, x plus 3. Are we together? Are you seeing? Well done. Now, they say to you, hence, this question will be with you till you graduate. Hence, hence, hence. Any question which says hence, it means take the answer here and continue with it. So first you write this. Then you take the answer here and continue with it. So you write 3x squared plus 7x minus 6 is equal to 0. But here we have just proved that this 3x squared plus 7x minus 6 is the exact same thing as this when you factorize it. So we can remove the 3x squared plus 7x minus 6, this one, which is equal to 0, and we can put this version here. So you take the answer, because it's a hence, 3x minus 2 multiplying x plus 3, and we make it equal to 0. Because it's the exact same thing as the top. We saw it in the first question. That's how you do hence. Are you with me, students? My students, have you seen how you do hence? Then now, you have two brackets equal to 0. This is the easiest. You should close it out. Close it out, students. Close it out now. You have arrived. Close it out. Close out the thing. You know that two things multiply to give you 0. You know that that means both are 0. Okay, or 1 is 0. We make them both 0. You say let 3x minus 2 equal to 0. And also x plus 3 equal to 0. 3x minus 2 is equal to 0, which means 3x will be equal to, you take 2 to the other side, it becomes 2. Which means x will be equal to 2 over 3. Or x plus 3 is equal to 0, which means x will be equal to 3 goes to the other side, -3. And we have solved. We have found the two solutions. Or x equal to -3. Last question. Solve this one. Correct to 3 significant figures. We said what you do once they talk about 3 significant figures? Quadratic formula. X is minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So you're going to rewrite x squared plus 5x is equal to 12. You're going to laugh at them and say, do you think I'm going to fail it because you didn't make it equal to 0? I know it should be equal to 0. So I know I should take 12 and take it to the other side. It becomes x squared plus 5x. Then minus 12 is equal to 0. Now we have it equal to 0. Hooray! Yes! Now, we can use our quadratic formula. What is your a? You know you're going to use your quadratic formula. What is your a, students? What is your a? Have you forgotten? What is the number in front of x squared here? It's a 1, right? There's nothing which means it's a 1, right? Then what is your b? The number in front of x, what is it? 5. Then what is c? This last number? What is it, students? Negative 12. Not a 12. Be careful. Take it with a sign. Don't make a mistake on that one. So you do well. Now you write the quadratic formula. X is equal to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Then remember, get b squared minus 4ac. It is 5 squared minus, open bracket, 4 times a, 1 times c, negative 12, which is 25 minus negative 48, which is 25 plus 48, which is 73. Which means now you will write x again. Okay? You can even write it here. X is equal to minus b x is equal to minus of b, which is b is 5, so it's minus of 5, plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, we got it, 73, over 2a, which is 2 by 1. X is equal to minus 5. That's root 73 over 2. X is equal to minus 5. 73 over 2. What are the solutions? Here you get your two solutions and you're done. So now that we are done, I want to see all my solutions, right? Here the answer is 1.77. They say to 3 significant figures, and then the other one is negative 6.77. So x is equal to 1.77 or x is equal to negative 6.77. Put the solutions here. I'm sending you the new work. You do it tonight and you submit. Are we together? Yes. I want it. So do these corrections. Everybody make sure you submit right now. Everybody, I want to see it. Those who hadn't submitted. And then we work on the other part. Goodbye. We meet early tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be on time, okay? I won't be late, I promise. Goodbye.